The book Hatching Butterflies is about managing change with
Okay.
intentionality and purpose. Uh, and it's a series of tools and systems which one can use to achieve this result. I have been going through a period where I said I'll try and do anything that I've not done before. And so when
Okay.
Ram Anand reached out to me to write a book, I was not very sure at first, but with a few follow ups, I decided why not. And then I decided, let me write about a topic that I'm very passionate about, which is mentoring people. So it's a book which is partly biographical, but it is also a set of tools that I have used to manage change. This book is meant for anyone who's going through professional change. This could be because you're feeling bored with your job, you're feeling not inspired, you think you could be doing something different, or it could be your boss is not very pleasant and you think you want to try something new, or you want to become an entrepreneur, or for whatever reason, the organization thinks that you should not be part of that journey. So, anyone who's going through professional change will find value in this book. The book is called Hatching Butterflies. When I was writing the book, I was thinking about how do you think about a dream, a small idea, which you can manifest? And that's what this whole process and exercise is about. The various tools are there to see how can you manifest your idea. And I was watching American Idol, and I saw one
Okay.
lady talking about hatching butterflies, and that kind of inspired me to use that title because it is hatching butterflies. You have an idea, it's a little bit of an egg which turns into a pupa, finally
Yes.
metamorphizes into a butterfly. I think what the book does is when you're in a state of confusion and uncertainty, it gives you a framework which enables you to make sense of your world. So it talks about a professional goal, it talks about the gap between your goal and your current reality. So identifying your current reality and then, therefore, the gap. And what are the options that you can look at to achieve that goal? And therefore, what should be your immediate steps today to go on that journey? So I use the term P grow as the approach or the framework for tackling that. That's your first takeaway. The second one is there are a series of um, tools and ideas. So, whether it is about you're not just your career, you may be having goals around your spiritual growth. It can be goals around your financial requirements, your relationships. It could be about self development, whether it's physical, mental, emotional. All of them have a bearing on what your professional goal can and should be. How do you shape it? It also talks about the values which one needs to think about while going on that journey. Then there are very practical elements around how do you make the choice? Because it's always very confusing when you have five different things that one could choose from. What makes you resilient when things don't go your way? How do you develop a growth mindset? And many more things like that. So, very practical topics that we all grapple with. And finally, it makes you sit back and recognize that your journey is not just yours. There are others who are going through
Yes.
similar journey, and you're not the only one who's going through this difficult situation. So therefore, it's there are others out there. You can reach out to them and build your network. I found there are two types of readers. One, when they start reading the book, there are little exercises within that chapter. They start filling it up. In fact, Kinga Pap, one of the ladies who's endorsed it, likes the fact that it is like you can read and do your worksheet at the same time. I know others would have preferred it if I had kind of done the worksheets at the end or separately. So if you're a reader, start reading it because it's fairly anecdotal, lots of stories. If you feel like filling up the worksheet, do so. Otherwise, come back and do it as and when you feel ready for it. The second thing is you may already have clarity about where you want to go. I want to start a business around sustainability. You already got that clarity. Now it's more about how do you take that goal and make it into a reality. So for someone like that, you may need to look at other topics which are more relevant for you. Do you have do you have the right network? Do you have the right knowledge? Do you know where else to explore? So those kind of things would be of use. So other chapters, maybe some people will start from networking. Some people may say, I don't know how to choose. And some may even be looking at topics like, oh my God, I failed already. How do I start again? So there are different topics that might appeal to you. So you could read chapter by chapter. It's not really sequential. After you've read the book, there are 2 or 3 things I'd suggest. If this really appeals to you, work on yourself. Pick 1 or 2 things that are the tools which appeal to you and take it forward. For example, I was talking to one of the people who read the book, and she said she's going to reach out and get the life book to practice. And she's also planning to look at 1 or 2 of the other tools because that is relevant for her. Another person actually found the values chapter very interesting. She's from the banking sector, and she said, I wish I'd known more about it 10 years ago because this is so relevant for the risk culture. A third person was more interested in the growth mindset. So depending on what appeals to you, pick something and take action. Don't wait. It is important to take action on a daily basis. Every little step helps you move towards whatever your new journey is. So don't wait. The easiest way to contact me is through LinkedIn. I tend to respond to it typically within 24 to 48 hours. That's the best way to reach me. Okay, I think anyone who looks at LinkedIn will know I have been an MD since 2001, first with Thomson Reuters and then later with Deutsche Bank. I worked for AXA before that and the TVS Group, mainly in the financial sector, in operations, technology, running the business, strategy, whole range of things. But when I left the group, a couple of things I decided to indulge myself with. One was I wanted to explore as many new areas that came my way. So I decided to go wide rather than go just deep based on my past experience. So I actually decided to explore areas that I hadn't done much with. So for example, I'm more a lay person, very interested in quantum sciences and what do we need to do today so that we can be successful in the future. So therefore, I do read up a lot and get involved with networks around that. The second kind of a thing is, apart from going wide, I also look at where are the areas I can contribute. So one bucket of areas are the number of boards that I get on and the type of activity I engage with. So the boards are areas where there is change that's happening, the strategy that's being reworked. So that's the space that I really like. The second area which appeals to me a lot is the think tank with which I'm associated. What we're looking at is what do we need to do today in order to make changes over the next 10, 15, 20, 25 years. So that gives you a long-term vision. And the third area is around startup and scale up. And I do different things there. I'm involved with the industry body. I provide mentorship, part of the angel investing community. The angel investing community gives you a perspective of what's happening in the industry. Even if you don't invest there, it gives you immense learning. As part of this, you also pick certain areas of interest. For example, for me, fintech is an area of interest. We are trying to set up a fintech center of excellence in Karnataka, Bangalore. We are also, the other area I'm looking at is the social impact sector, the creative economy. What can we do there? So there's a vast range of things that I get involved in. And my whole idea is how do I take up areas that truly appeal to me and where I can contribute. And that is the reason why all the earnings from this book will go to Sri Shankara Cancer Hospital and Research Center, because that's one of the areas that I have been engaged with for well over 25 years.